turtles sunbathing, and we got ducks coming across the pond. And this is the park. You see the big playground over there. They got basketball courts across the street. Unfortunately, I thought I was going to be able to come out here and show you guys some kind of cool event that was happening. This is just not happening. So I'm gonna try a couple other places and, you know, try to show you more of Sarasota and the people. So Payne Park is a park, but it's also the neighborhood around the park. And for a long time when I was living in Sarasota, it was kind of almost an inner city vibe. There was a lot more homeless around here. It was a lot dirtier. It was a lot less of a nice place to live. And now they've really turned it around. It's funny because everything here is so much cleaner now, so much more pristine. They did such an amazing job of cleaning this place up. And I love that because it's a really nice part of town now, you know? It's a nice place for families to come, chill out, relax. You still have one or two homeless people that come out here in the park and they sit on the benches, but they don't really say anything. They don't really bother anybody. And the city officials here are really good about making sure people keep this place clean. And so there's been a really great turnaround with this town. And there's been a big movement to kind of push people that aren't trying to do anything with their lives out. And you'll notice I didn't say homeless people, because at the end of the day, there are people that are trying to do something with themselves, trying to better the situation, but a lot of them are not. And I think the way the city feels at this point is if you're not trying to contribute, you're not trying to do anything with your life, find somewhere else to, you know, take advantage. And I'm all for that. I really am. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's our city. We want to keep it clean. We don't like the nonsense, the drama that comes along with it. So it's awesome. On my way back, I thought I wanted to show you this little fenced in area. And the reason I wanted to show you this little fenced in area is because there's a part of homeless life that I think a lot of people don't think about. And that is, sometimes homeless people have to find places to sleep, places to hide, places to do what they're not supposed to do. All of that stuff. That all comes with the territory. So, this railroad tracks right here. You can see this kind of like office building, and then there's just this big open field that leads into, well, kind of nothing. You have the fenced in area. You have that fenced in area back there. And then it just leads back to where people hide out. Now the reason I'm showing you this is because here's one thing that people just don't think about. When you're out there and you're by yourself and you have no one to check on you, you have no one to check up on you, if something happens, like say there's a poor bastard that's got a drug addiction and he's out there using and overdoses, you're dead. And no one's gonna find your body for days. And I don't know exactly what happened to this guy Gabriel that I knew, but he died and his body wasn't found for days. And when they found him, he was completely gray. There were bugs flying in and out of his mouth. They had pictures of him on the ground. Not good. Definitely seen better days. And it sucks because nobody should die like that. You know, on the ground, in the dirt, with no one there, no one to care. Although, sometimes those are the consequences you get for your life choices, and that's the other side of that. Because Gabe, I knew him. We weren't friends. He did drugs. He pushed drugs. He was not a good person. So it's a catch-22. You know, you don't want anybody to feel like that's going to be their end, but at the same time, cause and effect, you know, man. If you're living your life like a complete piece of shit and you do shitty things to people, well, sometimes your end is fitting, and you know, what can you say? And that's harsh. It is. It's harsh. It's harsh to say. But it's also facts. People don't want to accept the consequences of what they do, but sometimes those are the consequences. And it's really bright out here. God. So, it's just food for thought, man. So that sun is coming in blinding right now. But that little trip where I just passed Ringling College was with who is absolutely my best friend in the entire world, Nicole. We've known each other for the better part of 20 years. She is unfortunately very camera shy. I actually had her on the channel once in the entire time that I've known her. One time, and that was because me, her, and our other best mutual friend had just come back from a Disturbed concert, and we were all talking about it for a second. And that's literally the only time she's ever been on my channel. So, it is what it is. So I got a real quick shot of Ringling, and I wanted to take time to show you guys something really cool. You're gonna hear this music coming in right next to me. And this place that's playing the music is actually really cool. Somebody thought of putting together like a dog park indoors mixed with a bar. And it actually does fairly well for itself. But I want to show you something. This is 1 block away from the Salvation Army. You can hear the dogs. So with the Salvation Army, I keep repeating, I can't film, record anything inside there. That's really important, because if they find you doing it, you're automatically kicked out for life. So I was trying to think of a way to record my videos. So you see this building behind me here. Well, I'm going to switch angles, turn over here to the other side. There you go, boom. Dog on the wall. I'm gonna peel back. So why am I showing you this? What's the point? You'll see that there's some dark blue on the edges. See between those two dogs, this brown and this white dog painted? There's a nice little blue section. There's also another little blue section right there. When I first got into the idea of using a green screen again, I didn't have my green screen, so I improvised. I actually came down here, I knelt down beside those two dogs to get the blue around me, and that actually created my blue screen. I thought that was really, really interesting and honestly a little creative, because who would have thought using the backdrop of a building's paint job to actually use a blue screen? So it just goes to show you, with a little motivation, a little ingenuity, you can do whatever you want. You just have to set your mind to it and figure out how to do it. And I'll tell you, everything that I've taught myself about this channel, I've taught myself through YouTube and Google. That's it. I just had the deep desire to want to do it. My hair is crazy right now. I'm bumming today. I am just straight sweatpants, little gray t-shirt, just no care about the hair, whatever. I'm not trying to impress anybody today. Like I said, today's a slow day. So I'm going to go over here real quick and I'm going to show you guys how this works. So I'm going to come over here, right? I'm just going to kneel down in front of the building for a second. Sorry, there is a big bright sun behind me. That sun was just in my face. Trust me, I know how it feels. But it's great for this backdrop here, because if I sit down, well, there it is. Now I just have a blue backdrop, and I can come over a little bit one way or the other, right? Try to keep as much of the shadow out as I can. This shadow right here. And so when I do that, you can see my face and just the blue. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you can get creative. And it obviously doesn't have to be the side of a building. It can be anything. It can be anywhere. But to know how to get creative like that, to know how to use your environment, you know, just to make something look a little better, make it a little more polished. Now I can put that little frame, which you saw, into my computer system. I use Sony Vegas. You're gonna have to have a program for chroma key, and that's what helps take that color away. So what you do is you kind of take away all the blue in a picture, and then that allows you to transform your background into anything you want. Now honestly, that's probably going to be it for my whole recording today. It was a little bit busier than usual, actually, which was unfortunate because I wasn't able to record as much as I would like to. But like I said, Sundays are just slow days, and that's how this goes. Around here, they're starting to get the jam out going now. It's just one of those things where it is what it is, man. I mean, there's no resources on Sundays. It's downtime. And I honestly am not a big fan of downtime. Nicole, I got a hold of her because there's this weird little splinter over one camera on my phone. Everything else works just fine, but I can't zoom in and out quite the way I would like to. It creates a white spot now. So I was asking her help about that. She's going to help me with that. She wanted me to help create a box for her, so I did that. And everything else has just been rendering videos today. And again, I can't really show you guys that because it's inside the celly. So that's just kind of what my day has been. So tomorrow should be way more eventful. Again, we have big things coming this week, so that's just what it is. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.